The sonnet that wasn't. Back in 2019, when Senator Harris announced her run for president, I projected that the winning ticket, for me at least, was a Biden-Harris administration. My analysis? America was fatigued enough with the caricature that is Trump, but not fatigued enough to give up on white male supremacy. In my heart, I am certain that en masse, America's still not ready. The spoiler is that the nature of the shape-shifting that is the politics of power, coupled with the sheer machinery of what we interpret as democracy, points to a battle of dueling capitalist operations. America is not ready to be nurtured. That's why, regardless of the subtle intuit, empathy and soul that I take for granted is the existential power in the human-centered and inspired leadership that women can choose to harness. Conformity to overt, Trump, or covert, all other establishment, white supremacist culture, illuminates the reality that a socio-economic status quo will endure and likely continue to degrade, regardless of figurehead. In the years since, and in the past few months, while I've subconsciously readied myself for the consolidated Harris administration, I feel far from grounded because there are myriad consciousnesses shifting timelines. I am sensing that the arc of my projection is bending or has refracted into territory of the unknown. The beauty of the choice in front of the peoples of the Black African diaspora is the idea that representation does matter and is meaningful. That is a symbolic expression that placed a vote in a ballot box to be counted in a decidedly blue state. The point being, the flaw in the U.S. democracy is that regardless of my vote, my region's voting delegates have already decided for me. I still struggled with participating in what amounts to a lesser of existential threat when deciding to vote in this election. I am aggrieved, particularly based on Vice President Harris's position on sustained support of genocide and aggression at the expense of humanized sovereignty. That is the democracy that is defaulted to me. Over the years, I have observed and understood that across sectors, when women lead from the inherent cooperative feminine force, the yin, and not as competitors amongst men, the yang, we experience less friction, progress without the violent aggression that might avert the onset of what is clearly the age of wars. When women lead as men would lead, there is no way not to avert the ills of imposter syndrome, weakening the holistic impact that this code switch, so to speak, has access to. Woman to women. When the world is ready to be nurtured, the wars will end.